Yo, every Wednesday night, you better tune in tight. At 7 p.m. CST, we bring in that insight. Halaas Hall Report, best podcast in the game. Stats and facts, you'll remember the name. Host Ken Dub got the knowledge on lock. Co-host Woody the Bear fan, talking all that talk. 3 Bear fans chilling, opinions on the side. We're here for the love, riding that Bear pride. Halaas Hall, we break it down right. Join us on the journey from day to night. Blue and orange army taking over the scene. 2025's the year, know what we mean. Bear fans unite, it's our time to rise. Sunday mornings, pre-game vibes in the skies. Lions think they're fierce with Dan Campbell's call, but all that greed ain't gonna help them at all. Same old story, we know how it goes. They just can't compete, everybody knows. Minnesota Vikings always talking smack, but when it's game day, they ain't got the knack. Sitting on the couch while we're making a stand. Over here in Chi-Town, we're the best in the land. Halaas Hall, we break it down right. Join us on the journey from day to night. Blue and orange army taking over the scene. 2025's the year, know what we mean. Bear fans unite, it's our time to rise. Sunday mornings, pre-game vibes in the sky. Packer fans yell blow pack blow, but can't see the truth. We're stealing the show. Rivalry heated, but we stay real cool. Halaas Hall Report, yeah, that's the rule. With every episode, we build that hype. Stats and team news, we got the right type. Fan base strong, we ain't looking back. 2025, it's a winning attack. So gather round fans, put your hands in the air. Every Wednesday night, we're breathing that bear. Join the revolution, watch the magic unfold. Halaas Hall Report, we're breaking the mold. Halaas Hall, we break it down right. Join us on the journey from day to night. Blue and orange army taking over the scene. 2025's the year, know what we mean. Bear fans unite, it's our time to rise. Sunday mornings, pre-game vibes in the sky. So mark your calendars, don't miss a beat. Every Wednesday night, Halaas Hall can't be beat. Stats, facts, team news on deck. Halaas Hall Report, what did you expect? 2025, the Bears are here to stay. Blue and orange in the north, leading the way.
And good evening, and welcome to another edition of Halaas Hall Report. Of course, I'm Ken. I'll be on camera here in a minute, and I've got the man who has no opinion about anything, while at the same time will tell you exactly the way it is. It's Woody, the Bear fan. Good morning. Good evening, Woody. How you doing today? It's been a long day, man.
Now you're on Eastern time. There you go, bud.
Yeah.
I'm doing all right. Some NFL news, Ken, which you heard probably.
The Devontae?
No, Patrick Scales was released.
Oh, yeah, I heard that. I knew that was coming, though, when they signed the kid from Iowa.
Right, yeah. So, long timer and retires. Now we get 2 young guys. So, sorry, Cole Kmet. You got to stay tight end. So,
I mean, he doesn't get to be a long snapper?
What's that? Oh, yeah, that's
Cole
right.
Kmet.
Yeah. But yeah, that's major news for the Bears. OTAs started, which I really don't care about. It's practice where they can make mistakes, so I don't want to hear any rumors about that shit. But yeah. Other news, Ken?
Devontae Adams is now a Baltimore Raven.
Devontae Adams. Wow.
Not Devontae Adams. I'm sorry, Jair Alexander.
Jair Alexander, yes.
And it's funny because he signed for, I thought he'd signed for like a 1-year, $10 million deal. No, he was 1 year, $6 million.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
Yep. I mean, Baltimore is known for the defenses. So yeah, we'll see how he does on another team. If he's like the Bears, then he'll probably be a fucking Pro Bowler.
You know, give me 1 second. I got stuff after this show tonight. We're doing JB's roundtable, but JB obviously isn't here at the moment, so I'm co-hosting with Packer backer Ken, but he's gonna show up late. I'm just setting it up real quick, so I'm still
And
here. I'm just
so I was at another interesting news. I was at the barber shop today.
oh
And I talked to the athletic director for Rutgers. He gets his haircut there, and he says Kyle Managi is an unbelievable player. He doesn't give up, hard runner, good guy. So now I'm even more fired up about this guy. He worked out with the guys on the team, and I thank him. I forget his name though. Thank him for giving me some of the information to get me fired up. And I said, hey, next time you talk to Kyle, tell him that Woody Bear Down said hello. And I told him where I was going to the Bears Dallas game. So hopefully, he's a Jersey boy. That's what he said. So that was pretty exciting to hear at the barbershop today.
you know, I wonder how good Managi's going to be in this offense because, like, the hit rate on seventh rounders isn't phenomenal. But I mean, granted, it's practice, but the stuff you're hearing from practice and from coaches, I wonder how if he's going to make Roshan. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think it depends on what Swift does this year. That's why they drafted a running back, but late. Probably because they have the optimistic of Swift be playing good with this offensive line, or we would have went out and got Chubb or stuff like that. We would have drafted a higher probably running back. But what I'm hearing in OTAs, he's doing pretty damn good. So we'll hope to see if that goes through the regular season.
Yeah, I'm really wondering how that's going to work for that. I would like to think he's going to be good for us in the regular season with the hype I've kind of gotten already. We've kind of heard, but I want Roshan to work. I mean,
right.
Is that so much? Is that too much for me to ask for Roshan to work?
No, because that's why I didn't want to get another running back. They started using Roshan better at towards the middle half of the year to the end of the year, like 3rd and 1, 3rd and goal or 2nd and 1, whatever like that. That's when you can. He's a big boy. He's probably the biggest, I think, out of all 5 maybe. Like weight wise, not strength wise. But
yeah.
I'm worried about Roshan because like Brisker with his concussion. So if they use Roshan right, hell yeah, I want him to stay there.
Yeah, I just want him to use him right.
Right.
That's for me, that's the hard part is like they haven't used him right yet. And it's like at what point, do they kind of as an organization give up on him?
Well, I think it's the coaching too. He doesn't call the plays. So I'm thinking, Ben Johnson's offense, he ran the offense in Detroit with a 2-headed monster as well. What's up, Nicholas? So I'm excited to see about Ben Johnson's offense what he brings. But yeah, he used Montgomery in the right situation and Gibbs as a speedster. So hopefully he brings that same thing over.
Yeah, I was hoping Broski would be on because we had a commenter this morning on the morning show. He or she, we couldn't figure out because it's one of those names, could be either or.
Just going to piss me off.
No, well, I understand their argument. So the argument that they made basically was this: why are we paying Cole Kmet? Why are we paying DJ Moore when these guys on the Packers aren't paying their receivers or tight ends anything, and they get more out of them? DJ Moore is not worth $25 million. They don't like Kmet or Moore with the contracts that we've paid, and I'm like, I understand that. Sorry, Nicholas. I was here. I was setting up the show that immediately comes after this one. It's a special deal tonight.
What, Nicholas? I'm not fucking good enough?
Oh,
What if I was by myself? Come on now, man.
Oh, Nicholas would still watch you.
Jesus fucking Christ.
But
I understand what you're saying.
so the argument is like, why are we? You know, the Bears are wasting money. It's not worth the money, basically, to be spending the money on DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, or any of these guys, because look at the production, and then you go to Green Bay where they don't pay these guys anything and they get this good production. That was the argument that they were making. My retort, and tell me if I'm wrong here, the difference being coaching. Like,
absolutely.
Look at LaFleur. He is out-coached every coach Chicago's had since he got there.
Yep, absolutely.
With the exception of Matt Nagy in 2018. And then Matt Nagy, for whatever reason, after that first year of coaching, he was coach of the year. Coached brilliantly. And then Nagy just kind of fell flat after that.
Well,
it's coaching.
Yeah, it's coaching. But I always think in the back of my head, for example, Randy Moss, when he went to Minnesota, he's like, I'm going to play when I want to when he got the big money. DJ, I don't think DJ Moore is like DJ. Everybody's still pissed off that DJ Moore walked off the field last year. And Cole Kmet, they're not using him right. And we'll see. This new offense, if it doesn't go right and they're not producing, then I can see Kmet getting off this team, or shit, or get off the pot.
Interesting thing we found out this morning, because people are like, why aren't the Bills, and why do the Bills have no money? Well, they're paying Knox $17 million, $18 million this year. And earlier, Joe had said, I don't see Cole Kmet finishing that contract in Chicago at $11.6 million a year in the salary cap as a cap hit. But even with Loveland on a rookie deal, the last year of Kmet's deal, which is year 3 of Loveland's rookie deal, the combined total between the two of them is right around 17 mil. So is 17 mil going to be too much to spend on two combined for two tight ends, especially if the system's working with them?
Oh, no. If they're working out, combined 17 million, hell yeah. And then it's Knox is a guy, dude, he's a great tight end. You see him play. So maybe he's worth it.
Production has gone down the last 2 years a lot. And that's not his fault necessarily, but I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like, because they're like, how much are the Bears going to be willing to spend a tight end? I'm like, even next year combined, you're going to be like 15 mil.
Yeah, no issue.
I'm like, if the Kmet Loveland thing works with the two tight end set, which we all keep hearing and saying that Ben Johnson runs, if both of these guys work, why would you? I can't see why you'd cut Cole Kmet, because I think everyone in this league will acknowledge Cole Kmet is a solid tight end.
Right.
And then if the Bears were to cut him, he would find a job pretty quick.
Oh, yeah. And why? I mean, if he does do okay to good, why would you get rid of him? Then you have to worry about drafting another one or getting an old veteran again. We have Smythe, but Smythe is more of a blocking tight end. So, yeah, if Kmet's good or okay, hell yeah, I'd take him.
Behind me, there's a window behind me, Nicholas, and I got nothing but sun down here in Florida right now, so we're good.
He's
getting storms up there in Michigan, I guess.
Nicholas, how's my background? Good. I have a recliner and a wall back here.
So yeah, I mean, I have no problems with the Bears going with a two tight end set, and just like at the receiving position, look at DJ Moore for 25 mil for a wide receiver one is actually pretty cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at Rome's contract, the rookie deal, you look at Luther, whenever he does sign his as a rookie deal, you're talking for all three receivers about 35 mil this year. Isn't that what a guy is making all by himself?
Well, just look at Devontae Adams. Is he making $30 million a year? Yeah. Look at DK Metcalf. Even though DK Metcalf is like out of this world, but he's getting 5-year, 150 million. That's 50 million.
So I mean,
30
even
million
there,
a year.
well, what's Chase making in Cincy? 35 mil?
Yeah, he just signed. Hold on.
And JJ is making 33, 34 mil up there in Minnesota, probably.
So Chase, oh my God, dude. 4-year, 161 million. Dude, don't be surprised. These contracts will be up towards Ohtani soon in baseball.
So, going back to the argument that the commenter on the morning show was making about, 25 mil is way too much for DJ Moore. Like, look, I'm getting DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, and when he signs, because we know what the dollar amount's going to be, Luther Burden the third, all three of them for less money than what Jamar Chase is costing.
Well, on their argument, that says, well, Chase is worth it. He proved it. He's probably the best receiver. Hold on. No, I'm not. DK's in that conference now. You got to look. Is Chase, without DK, the best wide receiver in that conference?
But I'm just saying, though, our entire receiving room,
right? Yeah, I understand.
Looks like a good deal, especially look at Minnesota's receiving room. Our receiving room looks like a good deal. If you look at Detroit, our receiving room looks like a good deal. You go to any team that's paying receivers for a wide receiver one at 25 mil, and last year was a down year. He just missed 1,000 yards, like 950 something. He had the outburst, got it. Very uncharacteristic, as we all know of DJ Moore from what we've all seen of him as a person. Very uncharacteristic. The Bears at tight end, when you think about that tight end and at wide receiver, we're playing with house money right now.
Yep.
At tight end, we are paying Cole Kmet a pretty good salary for tight ends. I mean, he's getting upper end tight end money. Not elite, but upper end tight end money. But to have him in Loveland for what it costs you to have, Kittle or Dawson Knox or these other guys, okay, I'm not complaining. Like, obviously, we have the 6th highest amount spent in the NFL on the offensive line this year.
I mean, hopefully it, imagine this. Well, if you have the computer right there, I wanted to see what Mark Andrews and Likely are doing in Baltimore. Their salaries. It looks like they're working out pretty. Mark Andrews had a little bit of a slow year in the beginning. Then he came on and had that big drop in the playoffs. I'm surprised he didn't have death threats.
Baltimore Ravens over the cap, or actually, over the cap. So right now, who do you want to know who's making what?
Andrews and Likely.
Andrews' cap number this year is 16.9 mil. Is that Nnamdi Likely or whatever? That the guy you're talking about?
Yeah.
16.475. Roquan Smith is making 23.7. Lamar's cap number is 43.5.
Damn.
They're spending, though, 134 mil on the offense, 124 mil on the defense. And let me see if that includes
rookies.
No, that does not include the contract they just signed today for 6 mil. So now there'll be 134 mil on offense and 130 mil on defense with getting Jair Alexander. So they are down to 12 million in cap space right now. Plus, I think they have a second rounder to sign. So probably they're probably done.
Well, thank you, Nicholas. I don't know if that's good or bad, but he says good here, so I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you.
Yeah, always got the storm sirens going off up there in the Detroit area.
What? Hurricane?
No, not
tornado?
Detroit. Maybe they might get a tornado. Oh. Conversely, let's look at the Bears really quick while we're looking at numbers. Wait. We wanted to look at the Bengals right now so T. Higgins cap number is 24 mil, Jamar's 23. So just between those two, they're spending 47, almost 47.5 mil. Okay. So remember, 47.5 mil for the Bengals. Let's just go within the division. The Minnesota Vikings are paying Justin Jefferson. His cap number is only 15 mil this year. Wow, pretty good actually.
Jordan Addison.
Jordan Addison's on a rookie deal still.
He's
Isn't
on a
he?
rookie deal. Yeah, he is.
So he's 3.7. So they're hitting the cap at about almost 19 mil. Wow. Let me look at Jefferson's contract. When does it really kick in? Oh, for 26, his number goes up to 38.9 as his cap number.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay, so now let's look at the Bears. As we talk about the wide receiver. Now, DJ Moore is the only one on his cap number is 24.9. But his cap number next year, he caps out at 28.5. Okay. But this year he's at 24.9, and you add in the two rookies. So we go to Rome is at 5. So they're 5-1. So between the two of them, they're at 30 mil. We'll call it 3 mil. So they're at 33 mil for all three receivers this year on their cap. That's not bad.
No, not bad at all.
I'll tell you what, the Vikings, man, the way, be safe there, Nicholas. Be
Yeah,
safe. If you disappear, we'll know why, and we'll be hoping you make it through okay.
Yeah, hope we're not in Kansas anymore, but be safe.
I mean, really, though, if you think about it, man, hey, fucking good on Quezzy, man. You got Justin Jefferson's cap number next to nothing this year.
Yep.
Let's look at another team with a good receiving core. Let's look at the Rams. The Rams, Puka's on a rookie deal.
And then Devontae.
Devontae's cap number only 12 million this year. Stafford's cap number is 47.4 million this year.
And
Kevin Dotson 17.9.
Rams are going to win that division and go deep in the playoffs again. They were a play away from beating Philly in that game last year.
Puka's a rookie deal, so he's not much. Wow, but Devontae, let me see what how his balloons next year, though. It's got a balloon next year. His cap number this year is 12 mil. Next year, it's 28 mil. And then in 27, it's 4 mil. So he's in a balloon next year. Good deal made by LA for this year, at least for their cap number. The Detroit Lions. Remember, they're Goff's number is 32 mil. Ragnow's 14. St. Brown's only 13.9 this year. What's St. Brown go to next year, though? Next year he goes to 33 mil, then 28, then 26.
And what's
the DJ Moore contract? What now?
Raymond and JMO.
JMO is last year of his rookie deal, I want to say, and Raymond, you said, right?
Yeah.
Now Ragnow, they're still on the hook for cap money, even though he's gone. He has dead cap. It's gonna be like 8.4 mil.
Oh, he retired.
Raymond is $7 million.
Wow.
And JMO is cheap. He's a rookie deal. Let me see if I can find JMO. He should be. Nope, wrong. Jameson Williams. There you go. 5.4. So so that's what. So they're comparable to the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
With all said and done financially. But not bad. See, Green Bay is paying next to nothing for their receivers.
Well, they're our own rookies, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, their money goes to Jordan Love, Rashawn Gary, Kenny Clark, Xavier McKinney.
Mm-hmm.
Nate Hobbs is making 5.9. Quay Walker. Let me see. Romeo Dobbs is making 3.5.
Jeez, they're set too, man.
Yeah, but they're gonna have to start paying some guys though, and they've got cap space. They don't have a problem. They don't have a problem. The Raiders, what are they spending on? I mean, right now, from what I'm seeing, I'm feeling kind of pretty comfortable with what the Bears have spent.
Mm-hmm.
Jacoby Myers for the Raiders is making 14.9. Shit, Austin Genty's making 6.5 mil. So yeah, I'm comfortable with what the Bears are paying. Ooh, a tint of green to it. That means it's going to be a bad one there, Nicholas. Yeah, they're right to have the sirens going.
Get underground.
So yeah, I'm comfortable with the Bears receiving room as far as contractually, and I'm fine, I think, with the tight end room too.
Well, what was Smythe's contract?
Which team?
The Bears.
Oh, the other tight end?
Miami. Yeah, we got from Miami.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about him. That's why I was like, who? Let's see. 2.5.
Yeah, so our tight end room. I mean, if you sign this is just me. If you sign a tight end for 2.5, you know he's a blocker.
Yeah, he is a blocker, and he's at 2.5. And let me see what. Where's his contract? It should be in here. Cole Kmet is 11.6 cap hit. Loveland's 4.8. So you've got 6, 17, like 18.5 mil between the three of them. That's pretty good for the tight end room expenditure. 18.5 mil between the three of them.
Yeah, I think we should re-sign Cole Shelton as a backup center.
He already signed.
Yeah, no, but get him back.
Broski, we were continuing the conversation this morning about the amount of money the Bears have allocated to the wide receiving room and the tight end room.
Yeah, I mean, they have to join the this century at some point. So yeah, I mean, it's time to invest some money in wide receiver and tight end. Just make sure they're good ones, but that's all you can do. But yeah, it's not a terrible move.
So for this year, I don't know if you missed it as we're going through some of these other big name receivers. For this year, DJ Moore is actually more expensive than a couple of them, but a lot of them really balloon next year, the amount of money. So the difference with DJ's contract is it's more even keel throughout. These other guys, like St. Brown, is still relatively cheap this year. So is Justin Jefferson, but then they explode.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, DJ Moore's contract, Montez Sweat. I mean, they're like 2-3 years more max. I mean, there's outs in the contracts. Yeah, I mean, Bears have done a good. One thing Poles has done a good job of is getting the Bears out of cap hell and like into a pretty good spot year to year.
Dude, Montez Sweat's cap number, his cap number every year, 25 mil a year. We'll just call it 25 mil is his cap number for the rest of his contract.
Yeah, each year for the last 3 years. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, you never know. Like, this could be his last year. Like, I like Montez Sweat. I wouldn't want to see him go, but it's like you never know because like you make that much money and there is an out, like new coaching regime. Put it this way: if he doesn't have like a really nice season this year, don't rule it out.
So for 26, his pre-June 1st cut would result 18 million in dead cap, and we'd save 6.9. If he was a post-June 1st, he'd have 14 mil in dead cap, and we'd save 11. So he won't be worth cutting now. For 27, the final year of his deal, if he's post-June 1st, you get 4 mil in dead cap, 21 mil in savings, and it'd be the same for pre-June 1st. So really, for 25 and 26, he's not worth cutting financially. However, for 27, you get 21 million back and only lose 4 to dead cap. That's the year they would probably more likely, financially speaking, to cut him.
No, Steve, we'll take. We'll give you Komet. We'll give us Kraft, and we'll call it a day. But
I wonder if they'll pay Kraft.
He's not too shabby.
No, but I mean, but he's one of those guys. Though, is it because he's not too shabby, or is it because he's got such a great coach that makes him look good?
Yeah, well, that coaching goes a long way. But Broski, I don't know if were you listening to the show in the beginning?
I was not. I was not. Yeah, I had some calls I was on. I did not
All right.
hear the beginning.
So in beautiful Whitehall, Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
I was at that's where the barber shop I go to. Guy pulls up and gets his hair cut, and we were talking Bears, and he gets up and he has a Rutgers jacket on, and he was Kyle Managi's athletic director at Rutgers.
Oh yeah.
And he said he's a hell of a guy. The kid does not give up. He's going to work out for us, and I believe him.
You know what we're gonna call him? We're gonna call him Pacheco 2.0.
That's what I told him, and he's like, "Yeah, I see that."
Pacheco was a 7th round running back who ended up having a pretty nice little run with the Chiefs.
Yeah, until his injury, he was doing pretty good.
Broski, Tremaine Edmonds, who's always on our hit list.
Yep. 17.5 mil. We'll do it. We'll do that to you.
After this season, after 25, his pre and post June 1st cut money is the same. If we cut him at the end of the season, dead cap 2.4, but we gain 15 million in cap.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. Like it's pretty much a done deal. Like he's not going to turn into Ray Lewis overnight. You know, like it's unless he does, he's done.
If he has a good year though, I could see an extension for him where they lessen his cap hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I know you guys hate Virginia Tech players, but Tremaine Edmonds. If now that was my question, if he does good, do the Bears go back to him and say, "Hey, we're going to keep you, but you're going to have to reconstruct your contract"? Can you see the Bears doing that?
For who?
I would say
Tremaine Edmonds.
For Tremaine, so okay. Nah, because he has 2 years after this season on his contract still. I don't think
he doesn't.
There's an out for Tremaine Edmonds. Yeah.
No, I'm looking at his contract right now. So Edmonds is under contract through the 26th season. So this year and next year, and that's it. So if at the end of this year, if they cut Sling Load pre-June 1st, or they cut Sling Load to him anytime when the 25 season is over, his dead cap is 2.4, and his cap savings is 15 million. He has 1 year left with a $17 million cap number. So they could they could extend with a restructure, bring that $17 million cap number down to, let's say, 7 or 8 or even 10, right, and save $7 million, and keep him if he has a good year. Like, I guess the question would be is how much, what is his value going to be at the end of the season? So if his market, and let me see if it gives, and don't give me a market value on him. What's his valuation at least? His valuation is about $8 million right now, right? So, okay, what if you could bring his contract down for next year from an $17 million cap hit to an $8 or $9 million cap hit, which is what he's kind of valued at. And now you extend it for 2 years, so you have for 3 years at $9 million a year, let's say.
I mean, then it's worth it. I'll say even to that point, like if you're good at drafting, good at signing, the free agent rookies, which Poles actually is, you could probably find a linebacker to fill his place. You know what I mean, for a lot cheaper. But you might consider doing that as well if he has a good year.
And look, we know Poles isn't afraid because he took an undrafted free agent rookie and put him in to replace Roquan Smith, and he played well.
Well, I'll tell you what. It looks like he signed a good batch, like a good group of undrafted free agent rookies this draft. The Power Eccles kid, the linebacker, Major Burns, Tysheem Johnson, the 2 safeties. I mean, those guys have a shot to make the roster, I think.
Or we can do this. Sanborn's only on a 1 year contract, fellas. In Dallas.
God damn it! Yeah, I love some Sanborn.
Yeah, he was good.
I did. I like Sanborn. Like he was their third linebacker, but I like Sanborn. He was really good at what he did.
I mean, that's why I've got a signed mini helmet by him. I like him.
Yeah,
The other guy that we like to talk about, so Edmonds is I would say Edmonds is top of the heap to be cut at the end of the season.
for sure.
Cole Kmet is iffy. Let me check out the other favorite target of Bears fans for this, DeAndre Swift.
Swift.
So Swift is signed through 27. His cap number next year is 9.3, and in 27 is 8.3. If you cut him pre-June 1st he's under okay, so he's got this year and next year.
Yeah,
If
he's
you
like
cut
Emmett
him-
this year, next year.
If you cut him basically when the season ends, you take 1.3 mil in dead, and you get 7.5 mil back. And
Yep.
it's the same for post. So he's the same pre or post. At 8 point, but his cap number goes down by $1 million next year, anyways. So if he has a good year, you keep him, I think, because the cap number goes down, and if he puts up, let's say, he puts up 1,100 yards, I think he'd be worth the $8 million of the cap hit.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Like I was saying, like even the guys under contract who have like 1 year left next year, which those are the two big ones right there. They're playing for. It's a contract year for them. They're playing for their next contract. Like this is when it's
Now
going
here comes the interesting question. Kevin Byard.
Oh god.
Old man
You got
Kev.
it.
Old man Kev. Old dirty
Old
Kev.
man Kev, who's still playing at a high level, 9 seasons in the NFL, drafted in 2016, third round, 64th overall.
Because he's old and dirty.
His cap number is higher this year than last year. It's 8.5 this year. And you know what? Based on the way he played last year, probably a deserving pay raise. His valuation is at 6. His actual pay, though, for this year, oops, let me go back to him. Sorry, I went too far back. His base salary is 5.8. His prorated signing bonus is 1.5. So we underpaid for him last year. This year we overpaid for him, kind of, right? Do you bring him back at the end of the year? And the other guy is going to be Brisker.
So I'm a Penn State fan. Love Brisker. I wanted the Bears to draft Brisker when he was like a sophomore at Penn State. I was like, the Bears need a safety like this kid. Unfortunately, he's one of those guys. I'm sorry. Hey, injury bug. If he knew what was good for him, he'd retire before the season. Yeah, I don't think Brisker's going to get a contract as much as I'd like to see him to. I'm writing him off pretty much. Like
Really?
Realistically, yeah.
What if he comes back and actually has a good season this year?
I'm scared for him. Like I think there's like a 10% chance he plays every game this year. At most 10%.
Okay, do you think he'll be ready for week 1? He
Knowing
says he
him,
is.
knowing him, he'll get dinged up in camp like he did pretty much every season, and he was never like 100% going into the year because he always wrecked himself before the season even started. And coming off having to like retrain your entire nervous system like he did, holy shit, man! Like, dude, hang it the fuck up before you're in a fucking wheelchair.
Well, the man is on X proclaiming he's ready to go. He's 100%. He's ready to prove the doubters wrong.
He's a fucking psycho, man.
Of course he'll say that.
I love
Like,
that about that dude.
He must have been talking to Tua.
He's a fucking psycho. I like him.
Yeah, let me find him here. Bonnie B. Let me see what he posted. I'm sure he posted something today. Let me see here. What did he post today? Because he's posting almost daily now. Today's post was just a post from him back at Penn State. All right, he hasn't posted. He's posting about basketball today, so okay. He is saying he's ready to go, and he's posting videos of him working out, and and that he's ready.
Yeah, I'm sure he's ready. He's ready to go.
Mm-mm-mm. I hope they work out because I want to go into next year's draft again and say, hey, we don't need really, really specific positions. Let's get these best players out here.
Yeah, that would probably be the best if we could draft that way again next year like we did this year. And I don't know, honestly, dude, there are people already doing mock drafts for next year. I'm like, how the fuck can you do mock draft and you don't even know where people are draft? Like there's, I mean, obviously you're predicting how the teams are going to finish, right? And then you're trying to predict how these college kids are going to do this year to do a mock draft for next year. How the fuck can you do a good mock draft for next year already?
It's like, how can you do a fucking fantasy draft now? That's it's crazy too.
You can't even do your fantasy football draft now properly, let alone a mock draft for next year.
No.
Yeah, man, I'm thinking safety, defensive end, and running back. 3 positions, top of the list.
Maybe linebacker too.
Yeah, linebacker. Yeah.
You know what? They might actually be okay with between Hippolyte, the kid they drafted, and that Power Eccles kid, the undrafted kid they signed, and they have Edwards under contract still. So
the guy from Maryland, the one I said it was a D. Oh my god.
He was one of the 4 guys Ben Johnson mentioned about like standing out during OTAs.
Well, look, I mean, all you have to do is be better than Edmonds.
Yep, and then. Like I said, that other kid, the undrafted free agent, supposedly good.
Right now, the only position of need for the Bears I can see for the draft next year, and this is us getting way ahead of ourselves, but it's only because they literally have no one on the book signed.
I know he's going to say.
Yeah, that's what I said. Safety first.
Yep. Oh, you said safety. Oh, I thought you were going to say quarterback.
No. We have no one signed at safety. No, quarterback, we're good. The question in quarterback, actually, though, there is going to be a question at quarterback.
Which team's gonna get which team's gonna get Bajent?
that could be it. I'm trying. Is his contract up after this year? Let's see. Bajent's making next. No, we got Bajent. Yeah, this is wow. Bajent's cap number is $1 million this year.
Dude, sign now. You want to sign someone to an extension? Sign him to an extension. Fuck.
Like right now. Yeah.
Like seriously, right now before the season. Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
Yes.
Please do.
So Bajent is going to be a free agent.
What's Case Keenum's contract?
He's a 1-year deal. I'm pretty sure.
We're gonna be like Minnesota going into next year.
All right, here are the free agents for 26. At the end of the year, here are the guys that become free agents for the Bears. It's a pretty long list. Kevin Byard, Ryan Bates. Well, he's gone, so it doesn't matter. He's been voided out. Andrew Billings, Chris Williams, Luther Burden III is showing that way because he hasn't signed yet. The second round guys are going to show because they haven't signed. Durham Smythe he's on a 1-year deal. Case Keenum is on a 1-year deal. Trujillo still shows because he hasn't signed. Jonathan Owens will be a free agent. Jaquan Brisker will be a free agent. Shamar Turner showing because he hasn't signed yet.
Jonathan Owens will be a free agent.
What now?
Jonathan Owens will be a free agent.
See ya.
Yep, Jonathan Owens. Yeah, he's a safety. All the safeties.
Yep.
So Owens, Brisker, Travis Homer, his deal will be up.
See ya.
Chris Williams, Jonathan Ford at defensive tackle.
I'm just Doug Kramer, Bill Murray, Jonathan Ford, Daniel Hardy.
Yeah, Bears
Braxton Jones.
They do need to draft more O-line too, man. They really do.
Dominique Robinson, Swayze Bozeman.
Safety, defensive end, running back, and then you get into offensive line, and that's your draft next year.
Elijah Hicks, Tyson Bagent, John Jackson, Theo Bennett, Austin Reed, Jordan Murray. I mean, it's a long list.
They'll draft they might fuck around and draft a quarterback somewhere in that mix too if they don't sign Bagent. I hope they sign Bagent. Please sign Bagent. Please.
Well, what I heard today is about Deo.
Deo.
Yeah. So he was sitting out of practice, and I guess Robinson's been in there, and they're saying that he's doing pretty good. So I don't know what's going on with Deo.
And Woody's on the morning sometimes too.
It's OTAs. I mean, what do you really learn about players in the trenches in OTAs?
You don't, broski. But remember, and I've been saying this for a couple of weeks whenever we bring Deo up, their justification for signing him for $8 million was based off their projections of where they project him to be
True story.
this
Yeah.
year.
True story.
So hearing the good things from the coaches in camp kind of like as a fan makes you go, okay, maybe they made a good evaluation of this kid and he is starting to take that next step.
Yeah. Or it's a big swing and a miss.
Because remember, we already had our DC, so Green, he went to Green and said, hey, what do you think of this Deo kid? And, they got the blessing from the DC. So,
I mean, honestly, I think the kid has a ton of potential. Like, he seems, he's huge. He's athletic. Like, he's fast. He seems like he makes plays. Like, let's see what he can do. I'm not worried about OTA reports. Like, honestly, I'm really not. Like,
the only thing I worry about OTA reports is anyone not getting injured. That's what I want to hear. No one's getting injured.
Seriously, and that's my thing with preseason. Like, I only watch it to watch players not get injured. I'm like, why am I watching this?
Well, I want, you know what, though? Think about here's what sucks about preseason. Broski, you've heard me say this before. Woody, I think you might have too.
I make a good point, though, don't I?
You do. I love watching the preseason because, like, you watch your guys like Wheeler, and you're like, you start pulling for these guys, and they become your fan favorite for these 3 games where they're fighting for a job. And you're like, wow, this kid's playing good. I want this kid to have a job. And that's how we get guys like Wheeler brought up in shows in the season and some of these other guys, because we see them play in the preseason and we start to like them.
So, Broski, start fucking watching them so they don't get injured in preseason.
No, it's against what I do as a human being. I'll never watch preseason.
It is kind of good to see what your second and third tier might look like as far as your backups.
Fuck preseason.
Broski, I can't wait to go to that game on Black Friday with you, man.
That would be it for Broski. I'm telling you.
I can't wait to see who's actually taller between the two of you.
Well, how tall are you, Broski?
6'3".
Holy fuck! Jesus Christ!
Holy fuck!
How's the weather up there?
I didn't know that was a height. What's that? A new kind of measurement? What the fuck?
Woody, how tall are you?
I'm only 6 foot.
Yeah, I'm 6 foot as well.
Jesus Christ!
They make us Bears fans talk. So what's the average male, like 5'9" or 5'10", something like that?
Around there, yeah.
They make us big, I guess, for Bears fans. I don't know.
Broski, you're abnormal.
Dude, if you look at it, bears have like the healthiest diet of any animal ever. They eat like salmon and blueberries and honey and
when
you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck's healthier than that? Like, tell me.
Honey.
Nick.
What are you? Yellowstone National Park?
My oldest son.
Well, they are, yeah. I mean, they just fucking sit there and just eat a whole fucking beehive. When it doesn't affect them, they're just like, I don't care.
My oldest son is 6'5". But look, Nick's brother's 6'8". Oh my god.
Yeah, his brother's Ozzy.
My nephew going into 9th grade, 6 foot, 185 pounds. And he's athletic. Going into 9th grade. Like, what the fuck? I'm like,
well, the also thing that you said the bears have the healthiest diet. They also, when they take a shit, they use a rabbit to wipe its ass.
I mean, what can get better than that, honestly? Like, if you ever want to get motivated to take a shit, use some fucking rabbit tails to wipe your ass.
Broski brings up Winnie the Pooh at Jellystone National Park. That's awesome.
That's great.
Only Broski can do something like that.
Good.
So to recenter the conversation here, we need safeties for next year. And I'm wondering how many in the current safety room do the Bears re-sign?
0.
Zero.
Time out. Possibly one of the 2 undrafted free agents. Hopefully one of the 2 work out.
I say if Brisker has a great year, they re-sign him, and I'm hearing great things on this Major Burns.
I would not rule out Jonathan Owens.
Oh God.
No, well look at.
Oh Jesus.
He's a solid backup. Even Green Bay fans will tell you Green Bay was a solid backup. You just don't want to be your everyday guy. And I kind of agree with that. He is a solid rotational. You can get him for a whole game or 2 if someone gets injured. Last year, when Brisker went down, he actually played pretty well. I think Owens can get another contract. in Chicago. It won't be a lot of money. I don't think he costs a lot of money. Elijah Hicks is another guy who can probably get a contract.
Oof.
Cheap. These are the cheap guys. You're going to have some cheap guys, right? They're not all going to be. Brisker will wait and see. And honestly, Byard at 33 years old, I mean, I think he's done. But if I look at the safeties next year across the league, can I do across the league?
I just don't want Simone Biles be a Taylor Swift 2.0.
They're drafting a safety. First 3 rounds, they're drafting a safety next year.
Which I'm shocked as shit they didn't draft any in the draft this year.
You've got 6 safeties under contract this year, which are Elijah Hicks, Alex Cook, Travarius Moore, Jaquan Brisker, Jonathan Owens, Kevin Byard. Of those 6, and believe it, money-wise, they don't count for much this year. They're all pretty cheap. I could see Jonathan Owens come back for about $1 million, $2 million. He's only guaranteed $1 million this year. So I could see him come back under the same kind of deal. Brisker, he's a cheap deal, end of a rookie deal. I could see the Bears going cheap, depending on how he does this year. Cheap to medium grade, depending on how. If he plays every game and is back to form, they'll pay him some money. But if he's got injury issues and they say, well, hey, we'll give you the cheap money, we'll see. Elijah Hicks is probably gone. Alex Cook is probably gone. I think Byard's gone. Travarius Moore at 30, he's probably gone. Owens is 31, though.
So what you're saying is they might draft 2 safeties.
At least. and be active in the free agent market, because let's say you resign Brisker and Owens and that's it. That's okay, but you still probably need to draft two more free agents.
You're not kidding. Like they're going to draft one and they're going to sign one, and then they'll probably sign an undrafted free agent rookie.
Well, that's problematic too, though, Broski, because right now we're at -$4 million. So if you get rid of Tremaine Edmonds, that saves you 15. So now you've got 11 mil. That's basically your rookies that you draft. The Bears will have no money to sign anyone not on the roster right now.
Well, Tremaine Edmonds, DeAndre Swift, Cole Kmet, Braxton Jones, all not on the team next year. That'll free up some cap space.
Wait, Tremaine Edmonds, who else?
Swift.
DeAndre Swift.
Swift. Okay, you can save $7 million. Now you need a running back.
Cole Kmet and Braxton Jones, all not on the team.
Well, Braxton Jones is a free agent anyway, so it doesn't save you anything. The only 3 that save you anything are Edmonds, Kmet, and Swift.
Well, if Montez Sweat doesn't have a good year, you can kiss him goodbye.
Montez Sweat, you take $18 million dead cap. He's not worth cut. You can't cut him next year. You have to wait another year.
Yep.
You have to wait another year. You can't cut Deo. You lose cap money. The only people that they have that they can gain cap money from, Tremaine Edmonds, you gain $15 million.
Swift 7.5.
If it's pre-June 1st, you gain 8.4 million, take 3.2 in dead cap. DeAndre Swift, you take 1.3 in dead cap and save up 7.5. If you designate it, you can designate 2 as post-June 1st, which is what you would do. So at that case, Tremaine saves you 15. Kmet saves you 10 or 9. Well, 8.4 actually. No, I'm sorry. You take 1.6 in dead and you gain 10. So it saves you 10. DeAndre Swift stays the same. So if you cut those 3, that's 32 million you get back, of which now you're back.
I was going to say, check this out. You have Braxton Jones and you have Ryan Bates off the books next year.
They are. They're already off the books. So that they're not part of that -4. Well, Bates is, but it counts as 0.
That's how it gets done. That's how you clear out some cap space.
So you could do that. that would definitely clear up. Now you're going to get about 20 million in new cap space. So, I mean, really, if you take a 20 million boost in the cap space, that gives the Bears enough to get their draft pick. So someone's getting cut. Edmonds, Kmet, or Swift are the big three. It could be one of them. It could be two of them. It could be three of them.
So we only have a couple more minutes left, but
Yep.
are we done with the salary cap? I want to bring up something that happened 2 days ago. I know some of you might know what I'm going to say. Our boy, Mr. Brian Urlacher. Did you hear his comments that he came out and said 2 days ago?
No.
About transgenders in sports.
Oh, here we go.
I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping for the best. What do you say?
His quote, "Why is it even a debate? A woman is a woman and a man is a man. You're born with what you're born with. I just don't see how you can push this and make someone think they're a different sex. You go, boy."
Shout out Brian Urlacher. I mean, you gotta love it.
Man.
Thanks, bro.
He is the.
Give me a little bit of hope, you know.
That's why I don't, cook or do any cleaning around the house, because that's a women's sport. And,
yes, we're gonna go with the big four. Baking,
and
cooking,
the viewer count just started to dwindle.
Okay, but I'm not putting an apron on though. So
number two, don't worry about the apron. We're doing laundry. Laundry is the next event. Okay.
Oh Jesus. I mean, Lack is interesting since he retired. Like sometimes he comes out and says stuff. You're like, dude, what are you thinking? And then he comes out and says something like that. You're like, all right, now you're back on it. Yeah, I mean, that's the funny thing. Urlacher really doesn't do much with the Bears, does he?
Well, the Bears are. This is a knock I've always had on the Bears. Like they don't really bring in like their old players and like get them involved with anything.
Well, that's not true.
About it, they really kind of treat their.
Devin Hester's involved. Peanut Tillman's involved.
What are they involved with?
Briggs is involved.
With what?
They're at games, team ambassadors. They do stuff.
Okay. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just to me.
Cutler's came back in the fold a little bit. Went to some games last year. I think Lack is still bitter about that contract that last year.
Bears have so many Hall of Famers, man. They need to get some of these dudes involved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just didn't want Lack. I think is still mad at the Bears because they wouldn't give him that extra $1 million to play one more year.
So I would put Singletary in there and take Virginia McCaskey's place. Let's do it.
So yeah, we'll see how the operation is now post Virginia. Hey, the one thing about Virginia though, at least for her last game she ever got to watch the Bears play, they beat the Packers. So,
yep,
that's the silver lining there, and same for Mongo. So
yeah, I know.
Yep.
But we'll be back on Sunday at 11 a.m. Central, of course, for another edition of Halaas Hall. We might see one of the mics or both the mics. We never know. It's like, will there be a mic today? Of course, you get Broski and myself, and every so often Woody on the morning show, which will be on at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 on the Central Standard Time Zone. If you're in the East Coast, it's 11, and we're at noon on Sunday if you're Eastern. You can also catch us on Apple. You can catch us on Spotify. Of course, you can get us on Facebook also at Ken the Bear Fan on X. You can get us at Mike the Bear Fan on Facebook. At Woody, what's your page called?
Woody Bear Down.
Woody Bear Down on Facebook, and of course on the YouTubes. As well on Ken the Bear Fan on YouTube and at the Huddle Sports app or Sports Network on YouTube. And, of course, on the app on Amazon and Roku. We're coming up next. There's two shows. You got the Red Zone Rant, which is a bunch of Packer fans talking about Packer stuff. And then we're going to have the Roundtable. I'm going to be co-hosting with Ken the Bearded Packer Fan at some point tonight. He'll come in. We're going to be hosting his Roundtable while he's out on a not so fun paid vacation. So tune in afterwards for that. That will be on my X account, on the Huddle, and on JB's YouTubes. So yeah, and a couple other places as well that I sent on Facebook. So join us for that in about 20 seconds. So when we end here, I'm going to hop in over there. Hope you all have a great night. Thank you for joining. And as always, Bear down.
Bear down. Peace out.